Yeah. Same, man. A lot of figuring out a lot of stuff, but just the fact that it works like that is amazing. You know, just the fact you can get it to be like that.
It
like,
works
nuts.
like that. Let's see. I'm streaming in here.
We blew brains the last 3 times. The last 3 episodes, just people are like, "What? You got all that going on at the same time? Sick."
We might have to find some way to distribute it so I'm not losing brain, like whatever, until then, right?
Yep.
It's amazing.
We are live. I'm just trying to click a couple buttons to make sure I got my Discord in there, make sure I'm in Decentraland. All right, so I'm in the Void Discord here. I got to open this up. I'm screen sharing.
Lasers,
Right?
I didn't know that feature was included in the
We got the filters done by Avatar Xers.xyz. ImmaDegen.
Yeah, I got the same one. I mean, yes, it's by the same artist.
Daddy Phil,
it is art.
All right, now I'm pulling into Decentraland. Thank you for listening, Gartherly. We're pulling in as many things as we can into this. I'm going to try to get a video up here on Spaces so they see what's going on. Clem, good to see you from Racing Punks. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. I'm just trying to get Decentraland pulled up so you guys can actually view it as well with us that are on all these restreams. We're going to be talking about advertising in the space. We're going to be talking about some VR later too, but we're going to be talking about advertising inside with Billboards, Decentraland, plot 2369, the Novoverse, created by Mr. Dingia himself. And he has a little architect that's up there on the pinned tweet up top. And if you want to travel into the Novoverse Discord, that link is in the top as well, in the bio, I should say. There'll be free wearables in there. If not, just DM me for the wearable going on here. Usually Maskey's here distributing them. He's working late today. He's got the later shift out here in Chicago. I'm just walking into Decentraland, make sure I'm streaming on my elevator shaft. But the stream is up in DCL. And there's up in Decentraland as well. The billboard is for a politician that is running for Congress in Utah, and her name is January Walker, and she is using NFTs to promote herself as far as fundraising and campaign. And if you're watching there, oh wow, do you recognize the domain? Oh, cool. So it actually has the link in to the billboards that we have in Decentraland. I want to see if what the heck I'm sharing on my screen here. I don't even know if you guys can see it. Let's see, I'm in there. I got to get my Discord link up. Aha, is that it? There we are. Now we're seeing what we're seeing. Nato, Daddy Bill, what do you guys say? We're seeing this product in the Novoverse probably days after you guys we talked about it, and then shortly after we deployed up and running with like a historical thing on there, because we did January Walker in Decentraland, the first politician in Decentraland. We're breaking history.
First politician ever to run an ad in the middle.
Nato, introduce yourself. Daddy Phil, introduce yourselves.
Yeah, so I'll go first. I'm Zenodo, like founder of MetaView, and I'm so excited. Like, we talked like first time with you guys like 3 weeks ago in the Wednesday night talks, and we have not our platform launched at this moment. And right now, 3 weeks passed, and we are talking now, and our amazing billboard is standing in front of Novoverse, showcasing like first time ever politician run campaign in the metaverse with NFTs, and it feels so like energizing, motivating, and optimistic to us to have this here and to have this opportunity to talk with you guys in this short period of time, and already have the advertisement on our billboards. By the way, triple billboard looks amazing. You are the first one who actually integrated the triple one. We just launched it yesterday. So yeah, it looks amazing. We are pretty happy. We are starting out. We already have around 30-35 billboards deployed around the Decentraland. We will be having much more in a week period by the next Wednesday. So yeah, we will be able to hop on in different locations and check them out. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I couldn't even like wrap head around me about the news like that. Yeah, like politician is running a campaign in the metaverse, right? Yeah, it's like crazy, and it looks very cool, right? What do you think, Daddy Phil? You can also introduce yourself.
Daddy Phil, how about it, my friend? Daddy Phil, how about you talk a little bit about what we're creating with this interaction and
Yeah.
you're sporting one of those awesome filters that we with Avatar Xers, the same one that Digital Asset has just below you. We're looking at here, and you're actually inside of the Discord of ImmaDegen, and that's where we're streaming live. So we're actually streaming live in a Discord in Novoverse, and we're actually showing off not only there's a neat flowing around there, which is a collector poll app that you can see right in front of the billboard, but the billboard itself. Daddy Phil, you were on last week. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also how you incorporate bringing these things Novoverse, but other Decentraland locations this very week.
Oh yeah, I think it was a week, to be honest. I mean, first we talked with January, then she was really interested. I mean, we had her last week, and she was so refreshing to listen to. I mean, she knows all those things about Web3 blockchain. She seems very native, and then we got this idea of running her campaign into the metaverse, making her the first politician ever to run a political campaign in the metaverse, and she loved it. And we're trying to get it working. And by the end of the week, we got it. Our landowners are really happy, and as well as January is really happy. And we got out several articles, and yeah, I mean, we couldn't be happier.
This is awesome. And what the Novoverse has in it, there's different billboards that you can get. And we actually have a billboard that has triple-sided, three vantage points on it. So if you're walking at different angles, coming in through different angles, this is stuff that you can see. Jeremiah, hello. Thank you for joining. Glenn, thank you for joining as well. So these are different you can actually pull up, and then you can have, and there's it shows how it works. I'm on their website right now, and there's a double-sided
Yep, you get redirected.
Billboard.
Yeah.
Let me see if I get the link here. There it is. Then the triple, where the revenue sharing is at 91%, and there's 2,333 of the total supply of that. And then you have the quadruple one, which you get 95 revenue sharing. And the total supply are 777 on those particular ones, which I find is absolutely fascinating and cool, because you have different entry points for different people, different revenue sharings, and it breaks down to the different rarities on that. If you're looking on in their Genesis here on OpenSea, as you can see, there are some down on the floor. And there's actually, a triple right down there as well. So there are some secondary sales on them. But, right now, I'm proud to say it is in the Novoverse. So talk a little bit about the dynamics behind it, like the billboard. What is it? Is this not just an advertising piece? There's different things that are linked in with it as well. So what do you want to explain a little bit about the mechanics behind this digital billboard?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I just wanted to add one more thing, is that you just mentioned correctly the revenue sharing models for our billboards, for different types of billboards. But from the end of September, we're gonna be opening our platform for any other billboard creator or advertising object creator. They can connect their advertising object to our platform as a landowner and still get 85% of the revenue share, even though they don't own our NFT in their wallet. So what I mean is that maybe you have some indoor build in your Decentraland land and you cannot fit our own billboard in there, and you can connect your own a kind of screen or advertising object to our platform and still get advertisers from us. And to go to the question like setting up billboard on your land in Decentraland, it's very easy. Like you can have two options. First one is through Builder. You log in with your MetaMask wallet to our dashboard, metaview.io, and easily download the zip file, drag and drop in the Builder, put the daily price from our dashboard on your billboard in which you want to sell the ads on daily basis. You're gonna put the price in the stablecoin USDC, and we're also gonna give you the price recommendation, but you can take this recommendation or not, and you're gonna name the billboard, and that's it. After that, we will be trying on our side to bring the advertisers on your billboard, and you will be able to claim this revenue back in USDC. And also, like some landowners are using SDK, like Mr. D, and you can deploy our billboards easily through the SDK too. But one very important thing is that when you are deploying our billboards through the SDK, you should put your NFT ID in it, so we know that you deployed the billboard with your own NFT ID. With the Builder, you don't have to do anything; you just drag and drop. So it's pretty simple process with the Decentraland, we just finished all of our billboards is deployable. We just started out with double billboards because triple and quadruple had some problems with the Builder, and right now all of them are working. So through the SDK or with we as a Builder, you will be able to deploy all of them. And it's very simple.
Also, I want to make a huge shout out to Mr. D. His work is impeccable. Yeah. I mean, I just checked out Category 5's Yacht Club, amazing. And disclaimer time. So if you're a landowner, totally check out MetaView. If you are not a landowner or you're not to buy land at all, don't check it out. It's basically not where you, if you don't have anywhere to place billboards, you don't need them. We don't want to get people confused and like just shill or sell the product and without the actual utility. So it provides huge utility only if you have land or you're planning to get land in any of the metaverses.
Yeah, and
so we'll be connecting more and more metaverses as time goes by. We currently are operating in Decentraland as well as the Sandbox game, which alpha is going to launch soon. And we're also talking with many different metaverses like Shipverse and Other Side and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so multiple metaverses with these, and I like that you're upfront and give the disclaimers and tell people what it is, because I am fortunate enough to have land, and I was also fortunate enough to have a great person create that land. I have the Category 5's yacht party that Mr. D has created for him. And that's what it is getting our name out there in that space and multiple for it, not just in Decentraland, but other metaverses, so we create that utility. Some engagement that we can do that we have in the Novoverse currently, as we have is a neat, and a neat is very similar to a POAP, where it's kind of like your proof of attendance for being at a particular location. So the best thing to do is get into virtual mode by clicking V on your particular avatar here in the Novoverse. And then once you get close enough, it's gonna ask you're actually a human. That way, that people aren't farming these things, because that does turn into a problem. So I keep changing screens.
By the way, I have a question.
I'm in this. We're in Decentraland.
How does?
So, sorry, I have.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
How does the NEAT get in? So, as I understand, NEAT gets into your wallet, right?
That's correct. It's a side chain. It's like a poly side chain, so very similar to dropping a wearable. So the transactions are like uber inexpensive. You're gonna actually hit V when you get up to it. So when you're super close, and then when you're up to it, you're gonna get the verification code here. To enter in the verification code, you'll hit enter, and then the letters and numbers that they ask you to enter to verify it, and then it sends it. Bada boom, bada bing. The NEAT is claimed.
And he was
Did he claim? So
the
then
first one.
you can, and then it will appear. It's going to disappear on screen here, but you guys will see it differently because I cannot claim it anymore. It is right in front of the board, right by the dancing floor. Thank you for everyone here that's chilling and partying. I greatly appreciate it. The DC blogger, Mariana Umack, she is the one who sets up the hosting duties for my parties. And then Clem, they rented out co-founder that is downstairs doing the racing punks. So thank you all my aliens, apes, and zombies for joining there. And that POAP will pop up into, I will look and see if it popped up. You're going to go into your, there we go. You're going to go into your OpenSea. You're going to go into Hiddens, which is underneath more. And in that hidden section, we'll see if that POAP pops up. Might take a second for it to arrive. Let's see. Oh, it's still thinking. Everything's running slow with the filter and running with Decentraland and the billboards. Mr. D was able to get the billboard up and set up within like relatively easy. We were trying last night and we got totally sidetracked. And then like I hit him up this morning and like it was like 15 minutes. What do you have to do? Like download like the zip of it, so then you have the actual file render of it, and then you just plop it in. Is that correct? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah. So yeah, you can do it like through the builder. It's very easy. Download the file, upload in the builder, drag and drop. That's it. And once you have to like then from MetaView's dashboard set the like pricing daily price on it, and that's it. And from your dashboard you will be able then to claim the revenue and check the ads which ads are going on your billboard. So for example, if you don't like some campaigns or some advertising, or you are against gambling or something, you can say no to this advertising, right? And go back to like Mr. D's amazing build with in Category 5's Yacht Club. Mr. D also will be deploying Category 5's MetaView billboards in his own premises. So yeah, we're gonna see our billboards also on Category 5's land. More and more billboards are popping up every day in the Decentraland, which makes us very happy, and also which makes us more stronger in terms of like talking with advertisers, because when you have like the big coverage, you can easily like bulk sell the ads and not just one billboard for like $5 a day. But when you have like a couple of them scattered around the Decentraland, we have this idea that we know like which kind of events happening in the Decentraland on daily basis, and we can be easily like selling billboards around those events, right? So we have talked with like many advertisers even during the August. Like August is very kind of dead month in the real world. Lots of people are taking vacations for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and nobody makes the decisions. But we were lucky that got to the companies, got many meetings, got feedback from the advertisers, and me and the DPL and this team started working on the briefs from the advertisers. So we just not only offering them the billboard advertising, but together with the help from the DDFIL, we are offering them like concept, creativity, and whole campaign planning, which will help us now to onboard the advertisers, not only just offering them like simple billboards advertising. And I actually also want to mention like Racing Punks. We had an amazing Twitter space yesterday with them. And in the future, we might be thinking opportunity of like kind of bringing advertisers which will be branding their racing cars, right? So there is like lots of opportunities in the field. We're just starting with the billboard because it's easier to deploy, understand for everybody in the field. But later on, we are in our timeline, we have to add other advertising like kind of objects and opportunities into the MetaView platform.
And that's what it is, giving people that opportunity and like doing that cross translation, like you're saying, like with Clem with Racing Punks, like it's very easily for me to put up on my billboard when races start to go in there and have the times, have the races, have the links to it. So then we're all in there racing around, having fun on what we're trying to accomplish in this space. It's just getting around, having fun. I'm gonna actually reload my Decentraland here because I think my screen is frozen. But that's what it is, and the simplicity of it. Some things that aren't. Go ahead, Daddy Phil, go for it.
And what we're also, as Nada mentioned, a lot of brands in Web2 are having trouble with Web3 because they don't understand the space. I mean, we are talking with avatars right now, and we look kind of weird and not understandable for Web2 companies, more traditional brands. And although they want to enter metaverse, they want to enter Web3. That's why we have this daughter company, which is Mellow Morning, which is a creative agency in the metaverse ecosystem. So we are offering them a full Web3 onboarding, full campaign planning, as Noda mentioned, and that really does help because that kind of eases their fears, and they're like, okay, these guys understand the space, so we can trust them to have an actual how to say Web3 native campaign in terms of their entering Web3. They don't want to enter like, hey, we just heard that metaverse is a buzzword, so we're just going to hop on the bandwagon and stuff. So yeah, that also helps once into the metaverse, which is an added value for to advertise on the billboards.
And that's what you want, is that added value towards it, and getting people incorporated with it, getting people engaged in it, and passing it. One thing that we actually forgot to do in all of it was actually, set the daily intake for, what you want to charge people to advertise on it. That was like, you're so excited to get it up and running, and how how simple it was. Like, you're thinking of like adding a complex thing to it, but it's really not. It's passing off information towards people. Can you talk a little bit about how you do monetize it, how it is used for tracking, how it is, is it people click on it, is it people walking by, how does that interact with both people using it to advertise on and people wanting to advertise through?
Yeah, so I can reply to that. So basically, we give advertiser analytics of our billboards are interactable, so it can redirect to a desired web page or porn avatar clicks on it. So we give advertiser analytics of how many people passed by, how many clicked on it, and we can also analyze the wallet addresses of the avatars who buys the billboards, and kind of get the idea from the NFT holders, which kind of auditory we are talking about. And as I mentioned, we are charging advertisers on a fixed price on daily basis. So we are not dependent on number of views or number of click-through rates, because with this kind of business model at this early stage, we wouldn't be able to make any kind of reasonable amount of revenue for our landowners and billboard holders, because everybody would start comparing it to Facebook and Google prices. And with these daily prices, for example, when landowner wants to deploy our billboard on his land, when he puts the coordinates of his plot in our dashboard, we analyze the historical data from his plot and give him recommended prices. Recommended prices, starting minimum price for every billboard is $3 per day, even if it doesn't have any traffic on it. And from this, we just increase the pricing according to the data we analyze historically. And right now, the billboards which have deployed on average have the daily price from $5 to $10. And we are deploying more and more billboards in more active districts in the Decentraland, so prices will be much higher, daily prices there. And then it's easier for everybody, right? Advertiser knows that they are getting 10 billboards. Each billboard will cost $5 a day, which is $50 a day. So for 10 days, they're gonna pay $500 and get publicity in the 10 billboards around the specific district or area. So it's very simple model at the beginning. We started with this model, but in the future, when the number of people will be increasing in metaverses, and I'm sure it will be increasing in upcoming years, we will be converting our business model into per impression, click-through rate, per view basis, right? But at this moment, it will be daily fixed prices for every billboard.
That's good because you don't want to get into that price gouging that maybe the Web2 world gets into. You get what you put in and out of it. Side note: if anyone wants to DM me shortly after the show, I'll send you POAPs for this particular occasion. Usually Maskey's here helping me distribute those POAPs. Just shoot me a DM, and I will get back to you with a POAP for this occasion, because it's awesome having billboards up and running, and it's just kind of cool seeing how this did get generated and brought together. Maskey, thank you for listening. I know that you're probably riding home or driving home from work right now. Thank you for doing that and pulling DGen hours and making POAPs for us and making this an opportunity for people in the space. Because, one, you have January Walker, who's on the advertising aspect of it, who's trying to, make contributions towards her political campaign to drive a narrative based around being the blockchain candidate and being forward-thinking person. And then also just seeing the simplicity back again of like having these live, heck, I mean, you guys were on with us twice, Daddy Phil 3 times, Nato twice, and then all of a sudden, like, it's up and running, and now we're doing it, and it's like live and going and awesome. I want to bring in something else on, and it is like a live business meeting. I'm going to put a digital asset coming up here a second, because the Voids, it's like the same thing where we're able to use these filters that we were talking about, like advertising yourself, making a larger name for the DGen family, for the Void family, and then not only with just the VR stuff, but or not only with the AR stuff, but then also the VR stuff that we're seeing community members like Dr. Doge, Meow Meow Georgia, able to get into different metaverses to expand and advertise. That's what this is all about, advertising your NFTs. That's what the phase we're in now.
For sure, yeah. I've definitely worked in digital advertising in the Web2 space, and so what I think is really interesting is looking at these platforms as sort of like if you see it as a social media platform. If you're not creating content on TikTok, for example, you're just not exposed to those audiences. And obviously you have different parties or events. And so being there or not being there is whether you're able to be exposed to those audiences or not. And so I think it's interesting as metaverse ready avatars like ourselves. We shipped 3D files over a year ago, July 2021, prior to Metaverse Mania. Anyone, big blue chips changing their name to meta-related things. We already had this vision of being able to bring a digital identity across multiple platforms. And so what's interesting is like people are finding out about our brand, ImmaDegen.com, through seeing people in Sonium space or seeing them in VR chat. They maybe not even, in some cases like VR chat, it's a Web2 audience, so they're not even yet exposed to NFTs, but they're like, oh, all of you guys are all aliens, but you have different outfits on. You look slightly different, but a part of the same group. And so it sort of acts as a similar type of exposure, except for their character. We're billboards that are kind of running around. I mean, of course, like we're embodying our, ownership and building individual brands around ourselves. Like you'll see in a minute, Dr. Doge always has the gas mask on. And so it's sort of like immediately recognizable as a personality. It's sort of like a digital influencer, if you will. Like we've seen people build a music band around these characters. There we go. I already know that's Meow Meow Georgie with the long hair there. And she's customized her avatar into a female, which is a derivative of our 3D avatars, and dropping her own female series, which is really exciting. And so it's kind of like this mix between identity, ownership, being part of a collective group, and being able to identify each other, but then also, as a consequence, the more platforms we're on, like in your case with the billboards, the more platforms you're on, the more visibility. It's an interesting Web3 experience, because like we're this sort of, sometimes we're the first boots on the moon, if you will, where we're the first avatars. Over the last year, there hasn't been a lot of 3D avatars that are ready for metaverses, although there's lots of land sales. And so a lot of times our project is the first one there. And so in that case, or being in every single platform, there's only 10,000 of them. But as we start to expose to more and more platforms, or maybe someone just purely uses it for YouTube or Twitch, as you see here, as an on-screen camera personality. So it's interesting to see these identities being fragmented across different verticals. And so, and as you can see there, like, two episodes ago or something, we had Voids simultaneously in Sonium Space, while in Neos VR, while on camera on YouTube. Wow. And they all have different identities and looks, but we're all part of the same crew.
And that's what it is getting that voice and that name out there. Mork Wan, said switch over to the stream from DrDoge and Discord, his lab. And that's where we are. We are in the Voids Discord here. We are taking a live look at what you're doing. And we have DrDoge and Meow Meow in VR right now. How about you tell us about how you guys got your Voids into VR, and just any little tidbits as well? Because, this is like advertising. You're advertising your own IP. You're advertising your own NFT, and you're advertising the tech that you're bringing into this space. So without further ado, Meow Meow George and DrDoge.eth. Want to unmute? Are you guys talking on Discord here? Hold on a second if I make sure I got the right one here. I can't hear the doc. Can you hear him on your end? Let me see if I got the wrong muted.
Oh, that's weird.
There, I got you. Meow Meow, you're good.
Okay, try again, Doge.
We had him the whole time. You might need to interpret for him.
He said he'll be right back.
Cool.
Pop back in.
Hey, nothing wrong with that because we have multiple things going on. He was just downstairs in Decentraland. He was hanging out downstairs in Decentraland. Meow Meow, I know a little bit about you, but how about you talk a little bit about how the art that you're trying to put behind, and we can start with just like the P that you're sporting right there, where you have a Void that has maybe a little bit longer hair than a normal Void would have.
Yeah, a lot longer because Voids don't have hair. But yeah, definitely. The Voids, I loved them. It was my first NFT I ever got, and I got it because I wanted to fit in, and somebody told me about it, and I grabbed one, and I didn't feel like I fit the avatar at the time, honestly, because it was the old file. They were like really big, giant alien weirdness. I didn't really fit in with it. I felt better whenever we got the new files, for sure. But then even that, when I was in here and I started really creating content with, I wanted all these different characters, like on the spot, on the fly, to like adjust them and do whatever I wanted with them. And so I just started playing around with them, and they've just been evolving over time. And now they're evolving into the different female characters, and the storyline with them is like they're coming down here to abduct humans, and the men didn't do it right. So they're like undercover abductresses, and so they all have these like different professions or whatever that they're undercover, to abduct these humans. And so I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I learned all my Blender skills just like messing around with the Voids, because they're just really beautiful files. I've played with a lot of 3D files, and the Voids are just really well made, and I don't have to do anything to make it work in VR. I can just play with it like it's a Barbie doll, basically. So that's really nice that it's like ready to go.
Yeah, Holiday did create a specimen when he did that. I'm gonna go over to digital asset and that filter. Like, we didn't really do much to the filter at all. I think we spun the eyes. I think we added lasers, but like the face and everything in there, that is skill of an artist doing something well ahead of its time before a lot of people even knew about it. And then to have that open source software in Blender where you're able to take it and add things, add Thug Life glasses, add a digital doobie, make yourself pregnant from a human form, creating like almost like what was that one? There's a comic book. It was called There's only like one male that was left on the world, so all the females were trying to repopulate with the one last male. But that's what it could be like, where you can spawn your own storyline with it rather easily. And the thing that I say I'm amazed with, but like in your guys' Discord, you guys are always in here. You guys are always interacting. Like I come in just to hang out and chill with you guys, and I'm not even in VR because it is cool stuff that you guys are adding to this space. And
Actually,
go ahead.
Oh, I have a question for Noto and Daddy Phil because when we think about advertising, you know, there's definitely the traditional billboards, but what we saw over the last sort of social media wave as well is that specific personalities can become a way of organic advertising or, you know, integrated content marketing and those kinds of things. So I'm curious to know if you would be interested in a future product or a future approach where perhaps you engage with a brand like Void, ImmaDegen, and what we do is, you know, perhaps we go into Blender and since we have the full commercial rights, so we have the right to monetize our identity, then it means that, let's say, you know, you're advertising, here, give me a name that we would advertise. Anything.
Yeah. I'll give you the idea, like probably like this idea popped up in our Discord community call like 1 month ago. We call it like kind of wearables advertising. So imagine now we have the landowner who just buys our billboard and then gets the revenue share out of the billboard. Imagine that I'm the avatar who is running around the Decentraland or Somnium Space or any other metaverse, and I'm getting the voids or any other like wearable which can be changed skin or branding or logo or message on it. And if I'm wearing it 2 hours a day and running around in the metaverse, I can be claiming, again, 85 to 95% of the revenue from my wearable I'm wearing. It can be voids, for example. And basically what it will do is that like it will motivate other people to join the metaverses, and we will have more people running around. And we will also, on top of that, increase the number of views on our billboards, and at the same time motivate avatars to walk around in the metaverses and check out their experiences. So this thing I'm kind of thinking is very, very interesting for us. Integrated marketing experiences and integrate advertising into avatars or into personalities. So yeah, it's pretty interesting idea, and would be happy to talk more about this.
Sure.
But for sure, like first like couple months, we need to concentrate on the billboard. Yeah, like, you know, and then after that, like basically like starting from November, December, we will be able to convert some part of our energy into this thing, because I called the platform MetaView because I wanted to include any kind of advertising opportunity under the one platform and aggregate the advertisers from the real world. Because when you talk with the big advertisers, I want to give them like full service of different options, right? Not only just billboards. For example, like branding some stadium in the metaverse for the gambling companies, or branding the avatars or wearables, taking billboards in, hosting the events for them, right? So I'm trying to bring as much money from them into the metaverses as possible, and offering them services of ecosystem, like from the ecosystem of the MetaView, right? So yeah, that's amazing idea. Yeah. So
because like thinking blue sky, right? Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No. It is a blue sky, and we are tapping in this thing, and me and Daddy feel like always talking with companies, and they love this approach when you are offering them like full service of different kind of options, not just only simple boring billboard advertising, which I call it boring because it's boring, right? Everybody knows what OH advertising is, but it's easy to understand. So I just followed you in Twitter. So later on, when you will have time, we can just contact each other. And I followed your project like long ago. My best friend has bought lots of voids like back in 2021. He's a big holder of it. So yeah, I know a lot about your project. So yeah.
Imagine like, you allocate like a 25% of the budget to this sort of avatar approach. Not only are we mobile versus like a static billboard, but we can sort of like invade a party where it's like, imagine now you're surrounded by 20 avatars. They have QR codes on their backs that have like, that scan go directly to the, you guys can pick up analytics off of that. We can go to invade different spaces. Also, like, we also have avatars that are like, for example, playing Call of Duty on camera. So if this beanie, has the logo on it, or, doing TikTok videos where we have the ability to leave the metaverse and go augmented reality, go virtual reality, like I said, just like, esports players, and then also different costumes that, for example, if you're, looking for someone, like we have voids with a business suit, we have voids with a VR headset on, we have voids who can be custom made like Georgie is doing, where maybe that outfit we don't quite have the traits for it, but because we have specialists like her and Dr. Doge, now we're crafting a specific type of outfit that matches the vertical that you're trying to advertise to. And then for us, it gives us an ability to, not specifically void, but just any kind of holder, the ability to monetize an ROI without having to sell the token, which adds to, it sort of almost encourages avatar brands to go and say, oh, well, by expanding the utility and compatibility into more and more platforms, that means these guys can take these advertising opportunities farther and farther. And so we say, hey, we're looking for 5 voids, one of each color and one of each outfit, et cetera, et cetera. And then we'll go, okay, well, these guys can go into these platforms, et cetera. And then
Amazing idea.
And then they can live stream out too, right? So now you're doing more UGC content where they're doing multi live stream back out onto Twitter from each of their point of views.
Right, and you can brand it on. So brands can and it can integrate much better, and it's going to be much more organic. As well as you can set it up, basically. What you're saying is highly interesting, and I agree totally. I mean, it's kind of like an extension of influence and marketing into the Web3, and also it comes with the ownership, which is so good because like it's much more engaged and it's much more kind of aligned. So yeah, range of possibilities for brands, and yeah, I'll definitely take note of that and bring it up on meetings we have with
We'll
brands.
be approaching you like things are happening so fast in this space, like thanks to Crypto Novo, with these connections, like amazing things are happening, and I'm sure like in upcoming Wednesdays, like we will come back together and say, hey, we already are starting working on this idea. One thing like we have to always like pay attention is that we should, like when I'm working with the brands and with this like kind of avatar advertising, we should try not to like kind of overpopulate kind of metaverse with the most advertisers like running around. So it should be like very nice integrated, like kind of nice branding inside. So yeah. Very organic thing.
But if you let's say you give these specific avatars, you're like, okay, these are the pitch, this is the the sort of points that we're trying to deliver. Now you can do casual conversation. These people enter a party. You're at the Bacardi party in Decentraland. Hey, what's going on? Oh, what's that T-shirt you got? Oh, well, let me tell you a little bit about it, right? Right. And so and I think that just to shoot my shot here. I think that anybody is just interested in the potential of innovation in our audience. And so if you need like test dummies in terms of piloting this program, it doesn't have to be a huge budget. I think we'd just be delighted to be a part of a brand activation that's, a world's first with avatars and, AR and NFTs and metaverse and all that stuff. So don't be shy. Don't wait until... whenever.
No,
let's do a tiny test.
No, he won't wait. Trust me,
test.
Noda doesn't wait.
Yeah, I'm glad Blake popped in because I was going to ask if you guys were connected to Somnium Space yet, because if not, we should meet with you.
Yeah, sure.
This has been Just so you know, Blake, we are live. We're recording this live, and people in the DGen, you know how I work. If you see me, we're probably live. I try to keep that so people know what's going on. So these are live business meetings, but that's how fast this space goes, where we can talk about these things. And then 2 weeks later, like meet up and on. Like honestly, it is. And that's one thing I was gonna say. Like, there's no reason we can't have this Insomnium space in VR as well, and have those advertisements going. And like, I know you guys are centralized in getting it out there and into Decentraland, which you guys have done a great job in such a short time period, which I was super impressed with. Like, when you guys first approached me about it, I'm like, what's the time frame here? Like, you know, because a month or 2 months might as well be 7 months in dog years with how we work through this Web3 space. And you're like, oh, like, yeah, we're like doing it next week. You in? And I'm like, I have Decentraland I'd love to be in. And then like all of a sudden, like I think it was 10 days later, like bam, it's already up here in there, established with a political campaign on it. I thought I was going to be advertising myself, but like we have a politician on there that is making a name for herself using NFTs to fundraise. And it is just wicked cool that like it's advanced like well beyond my even fathom beliefs right now. It's crazy to even comprehend. So without further ado, let's maybe talk about another metaverse and see how interoperable we can make these things, because that's what I'm trying to achieve with these Avatar Xers. That's what I'm trying to achieve with Web3 in general, is have that interoperability. So Blake, you want to maybe talk a little bit about yourself and
if I
capacity
can
that you're pulling?
It's honestly a pleasure. I just stomped in here because I saw the homies and I was like, "What up, motherfuckers?" So this is actually cool. I actually am right now in the midst of pitching Budweiser, and you know, given the use and the utility of my voids, which Meow Meow here introduced me to, you know, I actually threw on part of their merch inside the video. I'll share that here inside the streaming channel. Right now I have it unlisted, but you know, it's a cool, because one of the things, and I want to TM this term, is action ads, which I mean, I'm saying it goddamn enough, someone else is going to do it. But bottom line is the action ads are essentially players. And the way that I'm setting it up inside Somnium is that people can essentially come in and enjoy the parties. If we're sponsored by these individual entities, then we will have people to opt in. So we have you know a new technology too, where you can essentially, you know, just click the freaking button there in VR, even 2D, and you pop on the avatar. And Voids actually is, you know, one of the newer projects to me. Even though I've known about it, I hadn't gotten into it, and frankly love it, man, because I'm having so much with the different wearables and things, and I love what Meow Meow's doing with the hair, with the wigs. It cracks me up. But you know, for brands getting in here, the whole thing is to be what Crypto was saying, is part of the set. You know, it's like this is now a constant movie set that's gamified, and when you see your product, your brand implemented into the activation space of metaverse, it's supposed to be non-invasive. It's supposed to be a part of the game. It's immersive. So like, you know, Budweiser, we're making like little cornhole games, la la la. I made a crazy roller coaster where I've got like a giant me holding a Budweiser, like, and then like, you know, they're going around the world and stuff. And but it's just a classic case where, you know, anybody can go, like, all you need to do is point and shoot, and anybody can have something relative in the space. Whether you're a doctor's office and you want to make a cool roller coaster that's talking about the space or your experience coming into the doctor's office for the first time, or whether you're a you know, a freaking toothbrush company and you're trying to show us, look at how you shred that fucking germ off the tooth. You know what I mean? So it's so cool. Who am I directing this at anyways? I'm totally just talking to, like,
yeah,
overall.
you know what you're directing this at?
Sorry.
You're directing this at multiple metaverses. You're directing this at like probably 13 endpoints through different multiple restreams. And pretty much what we started this as is just a conversation on advertising. MetaView has a billboard spinning in my Decentraland location, which can be seen from multiple plots and lands. And then, you know, just pulling in with what DrDoge and Meow Meow have been doing with just kind of like advertising their own NFTs in VR. And then now we have like almost a cross collaboration of how interoperable these NFTs can be, and how you can bring them into Somnium space. and you can bring them into VR, and you can advertise on your own like the shirt on your back. You can do it, you know. VR codes, I'm sorry, QR codes on that, and et cetera, right on down the line. And this is just the forefront of it. And like you're saying, like, the big brands want to come here because this is where the cool stuff is, and this is what the quote unquote the cool kids are playing with now. Just imagine what it's like.
What Blake just mentioned, it's really important since we're talking from an agency side, we're different brands, and all of them are really concerned about. There's two concerns mainly. One is the exposure, so like how many people visit the Decentraland, what's the mass adoption like, so on and so forth. And then the other one is organic reach. Like they're really they don't want to look stupid, so to speak. So they really want to have this organic entrance where people understand, where people see that they understand the space, they know what Web3 is, they know what NFT is, and they don't want to look stupid and like just jump on the bandwagon and just be like, hey, we're advertising the metaverse, blah, blah, blah. So definitely hit me up. I mean, DM me on Twitter or something. We can make a nice offer for like, right now trying to do is we're trying to make good offers, like bundle offers of that's onboarding, that's creative planning, brand strategy, plus the execution. So on the agency side, we're creating industry tailored offers for brands. So like Budweiser would be a beer brand, and we can create a cool one-off entrance for beer brands. And then we can make a casino for casinos. We already made another offer for different casinos, whichever wants to enter the metaverse, and so on and so on. So definitely hit me up with that idea. It's very interesting, and I think we can make it very early for brands to really get on board and be interested.
And VR and some new space is very interesting for us. So I think like connecting like these ideas would be nice. So, and we can move fast, right? We can test it out with simple like couple things, like with minimum resources involved, and we can right away go to clients, advertisers, like that Phil said, and get the like idea validated right away. So yeah, like this space moves fast, and we can also move fast. So yeah, I'm pretty happy this idea like popped up during this call. And I'm sure when we will come back, we already have the testing.
It's a great idea, man.
Yeah.
One thing of how hard this crew works is they're like on holiday overseas in Georgia, not like Georgia, the state that's by Florida in the United States here, but Georgia. And it is like boiling hot to the point where they got to go on what they call as holiday, like go up into the hills to cool off. And they have been extremely available. I don't know if they have talked to Elon Musk to use
we're
the
coming
satellite
back tomorrow, actually,
for internet. I believe there was a wedding involved too. So like, congratulations, hats off to you guys. You guys have been pressing through. Oh yeah, by the way, it's 6 a.m. there, so we're the cup of coffee. So you want to talk about true degens? I like to work with hardworking people like Digital Acid, Voids, right on down the list that get me here. And I don't
building
really
through the bear. We are building through the bear.
Yes,
we don't care. We do care. We building through the bear.
But think about it, Digital Acid. Like Digital Acid, think about it. How far we've come, just like with the AR filters. Like now, I'm on a stream, not only talking with multiple AR filters, voice recognition, but then we have pregnant voids talking with wigs on that are going to take over the males in the world.
You see that one, Clay?
Yeah, because we're just degens. We're degenning out. You gotta prompt us a little bit. Dr. Doge, you get your mic up and running yet? We good there, my friend? Oh man, your hands are up. I know you're talking. Dr. Doge, you there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Maybe he's not on Discord. I can't hear him for whatever reason. But I want to get him on and just give them their own show. I mean, they have their own studio there. Galactus DNA is there, spinning around. So like, we have it here. I'm gonna maybe just find my slot and time for their own show and see how they can advertise themselves. And then maybe that's something I can toss on the billboards myself and see what we can do.
They've been doing little skits too, inside the metaverse. So they had like just a skit about like, you know, Maury, like who's the father of the baby, and they had they had a Clonex, which is Vega Genesis, a friend of the Voids. He was hosting the show, or Maury of the skit, and they had the sound effects going and everything. We had a little baby Dask, which is a different collection, not Voids. That was one of the children in question, and then Meow Meow Georgie and DrDoge and Galactic, sort of finding out the results of the test, and then they chopped up this clip and pushed it out, and so you can imagine sort of like small commercials or commercial break in the middle of this thing, or product placement, especially if you have a 3D object of the product that's being marketed, then you can bring it into VR right there, and all those people are in different cities across the world.
Commercials. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So, yeah, it's a crazy, brave new world. Look at that, Meebits, right? So now you're getting multiple brands to endorse a specific product, and I think like what you said is like authenticity matters, right? Is like the people who you entrust with the brand promotion, it matters. You can't just sort of like pop in the space without sort of checking, going by the checkpoints of the culture, right? Like you can't just skip the authenticity part and just go, we're in the metaverse. Like you kind of need.
We've been doing this for a minute because we love it. We've been figuring this out. We're like pioneers. Nobody else is in here. It's like dust tumbleweeds are going by,
You've been teaching yourselves right now. If you're looking at, I'm Blake right now. He's putting on the headset, the VR right now. This is something I not only have been interested in.
Are you gonna stream Somnium, or are you hopping in?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get into Somnium.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna toss my street card in there, and that we were able to help advance NFTs into the VR space over a year ago. So like, it hasn't been anything I've touched, because honestly, like when we were talking with DrDoge about this a year ago, it was like maybe a couple of us in there, and now you're seeing it all the time. And there's cool things to build. One thing that we did.
There's everything to build.
One thing that we did do by accident. He's moving the chair out of the way. He's getting serious. Thank you for having shorts on. I appreciate that. Are you wearing Crocs? There we go. Oh yeah. Wait for Category 5. Wait for the Category 5 DJ party to come out there.
I'm making everyone crazy.
Oh.
Baby making season.
Getting pregnant by the move.
There we go.
One thing we did, and I
Blake was one of the first people I met actually over in Somnium.
One thing that I challenge you to do.
When you popped in the HOTS party, dude, freaking we were rocking out. That was fun.
We figured out a way. When we were in Somnium space, we did this accidentally. We put a green screen in the background, like an actual green screen, so we can project live content on it. And then all of a sudden, we walked in front of that live content with our Void. So then your Void can technically a TV playing live content in Somnium space. I swear, Mascara and I did it. Because your green Void skin mixing with the green background from a green screen. And then now whatever you play on that green screen will appear on your Void. So essentially, we can live broadcast this whole show, like what it's like with 8 different boxes on a Void, on the outline of a Void. And we accidentally did that, like
on the Billboard.
Blake, gotta go be Baby Blake. Be Baby Blake.
Oh, I'll go be Baby Blake for sure.
Bingo. All right, we're on Blake's screen. Blake, why don't you explain what we're doing?
Actually,
and what platform?
I think I got my Void. 1 second. Here we go. Budweiser Void coming in.
MetaView. I'm sorry. This is how it works. We're branching. We're out. This is what kind of happened last time. We can see how far we can take it into the different meta.
So you got one guy who's in Sonium and another Void or all the rest of the Voids that are in Neos, and then here I'm in augmented reality, and then other people are tuning in via desktop. Hey,
Right. Yeah.
And in Decentraland. Woo!
And in Twitter.
And
in Discord. And in YouTube.
Great. You gotta do a. Oh shit! Hold on.
capabilities of what can be done in the space. And then on top of it, what we can all do eventually at some point is then you can screen share. So then everyone has their own vantage point within this matrix of the hierarchy. I don't know it's whose screen to talk to or this, that, or the other. But it can almost turn into like live pay-per-view. What do you want to do? What do you want to watch?
You want to be backstage? You know, you can sort of, I can't wait till people can actually, like the viewer can select the point of view that they want to see. So they want to tune into Blake's point of view. Now they're in Sonium space. Now they switch cameras over to the live studio, backstage, VIP, in the front, in the field reporters.
I'm going to stop you there. You can do that. You can go into your own Discord right now and you can hop between Doge, you can hop between Galactic, you can hop between mine, you can hop between Meow. So then now you can hop between any of their screen shares that you want.
Very true.
You would use a centralized Discord to stream the decentralized locations.
Boom! The baby in your womb head just blew up, but it's going to implode because you're a void. It doesn't explode, it implodes for action. Voids implode from what I've heard.
Dude, my computer is so full, it's geeking the fuck out.
You did that for a week, damn it.
Yeah, right? Here we go. Wham.
I think we should do a weekly no-name news show where we stream from like Neos and do like our skits with our props and stuff, and you're over in Somnium and we're like, over to you, Blake in Somnium.
I'm like, the weather's fucking hot. Oh shit.
I'm thinking of a Web3 Wednesday where we can continue on this. We can maybe go bi-weekly where we flip between MetaView and Voids. That way to keep it fresh, and then either group can obviously hop in or other, whatever we want to do. One thing that would be helpful for me is to have people screen share. If you guys can help Live Business Meeting here, people listening on Spaces, thank you for listening. I'm dropping frames, so I don't want to drop frames and then not have good content for people watching on these platforms or regurgitating content, micro content after the fact. So like screen share probably help alleviate that, so I can just do filters. But that's the thing is if you guys screen share, now I can click on and it's like, oh, cool, you have the coolest thing going on. I'm going to click on your screen. So then it does turn into you guys setting it up. Digital asset, I think it'd be cool, like you've been doing, is drive the ship. I know that we have things behind the scenes that we're talking about that we can maybe get different NFT projects involved to an alpha extent and maybe broadcast it through different channels, through this channel or that channel. But lining it up, trust that Meow Meow and DrDoge can bring us the cool content. And then I'm Blake, just seeing your mechanics in this space and how interactive you are already, I can tell that you'd just be a gem of just producing content as well.
Oh, so, he's hilarious.
Oh, brother, I appreciate that. Big work. And I honestly, I really love this community, and truly DGen's my friend. It's just a good group of people that believe in something and early to the game. I love making funny shit, dude. And seeing Meow Meow and Doge is so inspiring to get back in that mode. Like, you guys have been killing it, dude. Seriously, so many props.
AK Swag, I hear you listening in. I always share that the swag that you gave me at the World of Women party, the buttons. I appreciate that, my friend. If you need some cool swag, hit up K Swag. He's listening on Spaces right now.
K Swag.
Oh yeah, all right, we got it up. We're looking in Somnium space right now. We're digging in here. So yeah, let's loop back in. And I don't know who's gonna go first next week. I think there's gonna be some void action next week, so we'll loop back in Web Wednesday next week, and then also Monday, Daddy, you don't know this, and Nato, you don't know this, but I think there's like a Decentraland, the 22nd. That is Monday, I believe. I think there's like a Decentraland, like I don't want to call it a crawl bar crawl. Bar crawl, is that what you call it? A crawl bar. I almost said it backwards. A bar crawl, but like they're going to be jumping around to different Decentraland locations. I have been asked as the Novoverse to have mine one of the points of reference that they're going to hop to. I think it'd be cool to show off the billboard there and not the Novoverse, and show off aspects of what Decentraland can do, and let people explore the Novoverse at their own will. Yep. But I want to bring my friends in there. So maybe next Monday we get Mr. Dingia in there. But I also want to see if I can in the other locations that these are at, because Mr. Dingia has it at his office building as well. There's other locations as well that we can hop to and show these things off. Because just like Billboards, they're in one spot. They're in multiple locations. Nato, I love the background there. What filter is that? Wink, wink. I'm
It's
ready
not
to go.
filter. I just moved outside just to show you guys the mountains. It's like it's getting.
Oh.
It's already got morning when we started the call. It was night, so
GM.
already get-
We're
yeah.
waking up the roosters.
So yeah, like it's very nice air, fresh air. So it's very energetic. So starting from
Abby, give us a 30-second elevator pitch here, and then we're gonna take this Web Wednesday. We're gonna put it to rest here, and then we'll loop back in with you guys at some capacity on Monday. If not, I'm gonna be showing up at the Billboards on Monday, like it or not. So, Nato, how about a 30-second, elevator pitch to the ones tuning in late, and then we'll pass it over to Phil Daddy. We'll talk a little filters, and then also hold on a second. Someone's drinking a beer in the virtual world.
I'm just a baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a baby. Do I have another so
Product
So
placement.
we got like Budweiser again. Like we made some really cool
Yeah. Oh
activations
my God.
and put them at our G bar. Oh, that's just my baby karate kick. My bad. Same. Oh, just my card tricks, But so it's basically, we've got cans and they're obviously scattered around the world, but we also made them like a nostalgic activation, which actually isn't in this world. Sorry. It's really cool. But the added effect of the actual beer, getting you a little buzzed. Oh, why isn't it working now?
Oh, we saw it come out. I think you're empty. You got to get a 3 ounce and get some more fluid ounces.
Oh,
in there.
yeah, you're probably actually right, dude. Hold on, let me just last sip. All right, cool. There we go. That's all. See, this is actually a World of Women activation here, and I know we were talking a little bit earlier about like avatar actions, like people being able to opt in. Here are some of the fashion show avatars that we're going to be having on September 7th, actually. But here are the avatars with essentially brand them.
So is
FFBs
that Fashion Week or something? What's that? Isn't that Fashion Week?
Yes.
Are you? All
Yes,
right, what's
and,
going on? Pause button. Live action show. What's
so-
going on?
Live action. So live action. Here we go. So now basically I've got Flora Fauna on me, and this would be actually a way that a community member, especially if they own an NFT, they'd be able to earn more, or a normal user just being able to earn for opting in, depending on how long their player tags at the world, so on and so forth of the event. The big thing that brand account when doing things inside of this, like Decentraland, cool, yeah, it's that people are in there, but are they really in there? Are they really engaged? And like, so the big thing with having events and stuff like that is it's also being streamed. So you're making an infinite amount of content with your stuff naturally. And so that's a big piece of what we're, trying to have here. Obviously, here's like a, static ad example.
I want to rewind to that last thought. I want to rewind to that last thought. It's really not a dig for Decentraland. So you can definitely speak freely because I don't really care. But that is one holdback from Decentraland is that that engagement, and this Discord has changed that for a lot of people in Decentraland, and seeing the ability of hopping into other metaverses actually opens the eyes of people like self who have been in Decentraland for a long time that want to come back into the space. Because I was there. I was at the Void's UFO or spaceship crash, ship crash.
I remember that. Good old Fluffy Bob days. Let's go. Dude, he was a G. I don't know where we have Fluffy Bob, dude. What up if you're watching this? Let's go.
Yeah, love it.
He's in Bora Bora.
There we go. So let's loop back into this. I would love to stream this event. I actually have friends in World of Women and that are actually business development in World of Women, just a job in it. So maybe this is something we can business develop with them. And then also activation.
We actually built these after World of Women. And these actually built out of like respect for the Iridium. I think so. Isaac Saholder, ISG is Isaac Gindy's my partner.
Okay.
And Iridium version, I think 66532, whatever. But anyways, we built these avatars initially off of her, and then we did these different fashion lines in tribute to Terry Mugler. So I would absolutely love to share these women of the world. The whole goal was to actually provide the base mesh for any World of Women member or whatever that wants to come into Somnium, and then offer these accessories and abilities to add on customize your character, create line. You guys will see down here, look, I got something called the Gindi Void. So these are like avatars. Yeah, so look at them just vibing. What's up, motherfucker? So yeah, so you can basically pop into these avatars and things like that just through the vending machine. You know, and it's pretty cool. World is a great project. Totally support females in Web3. Meow is a great example, amazing creator.
I mean, I think right after my CryptoPunks, the first thing I bought was World of Women. Fortunate for me, I bought a whole bunch of golden World of Women for like 0.12 ETH because I knew what was going to happen in the space, and I knew how important female are and how undervalued and underlooked they are. And I loved what Jan was doing at the time, and a lot of my friends were in it before me, including I just had Casey Jones on Monster Monday with Spoiled Banana Society, and he is a huge component of building and outfitting almost significantly, but doing a lot of world women-led projects in Decentraland and metaverses. I think that's what he specializes in.
Also, Fame Lady Squad has just announced that they're working with Daz3D, who did the Artifact CloneX avatars, and so they're going to be the whole Fame Lady Squad. It's a all women-led project as well, and they're going to be getting their metaverse-ready avatars done through Daz3D. So I think the ladies are coming.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
That is dope, and
that sounds amazing. So if there's any way we can support on that as well.
I'm Blake. Please
Definitely.
DM me. I have 2 things that we can't talk about on air. But
Sure.
I'd be happy to chat with you on the side.
Huzzah.
And cool stuff.
Let's go. That's clone, right?
Yeah. Daddy Phil. We're gonna go back to Daddy Phil here with his
My dog.
avatar
I love
here.
Huzzah.
Daddy Phil, let's wrap up the billboards here because we're just gonna
I'm
unwrap
probably
some
about to
more.
hop out, but let's figure out your thing. Sorry guys.
No problem. You're excited. It's cool, man. And because that's the thing is, I want to advance this so we can get the billboards. You know, maybe that's a point we're trying to do. Is I don't want to rush you guys, but see what we can do in Somnium Space about just piloting something or at least getting it out there. So when he's having his digital show going on, that billboards are on people's minds because people want to make a name and a face for themselves. And I love your avatar that you're doing. You're all in on it. So Daddy Phil, a little bit to wrap up what you guys have brewing on here with MetaView.
Yep. So yeah, just to piggyback on the last part, I mean, it's really interesting. The way I see it is I'm always approaching things up from the brand side because I've worked in multiple companies. I've worked in about 15 companies already. So like it's very interesting because it comes with so much added value. And like World of Women, for example, you can have a brand that supports that brand is built around supporting women. For example, something like Dove to enter through World of Women, and that's going to be much more organic than just advertising on the billboards. But that can be a part of it. So yes, we are early. Everybody's early still, but we are early because we can test things out and then find best solutions for big brands to come in, because big brands are coming anyway, and it's up to us to tell them what's the best way to enter the space, because unless we do that, they're going to enter and we're just going to have just boring ass marketing we have in Web2, like fire protest. So instead of that, we can test things out, approach us, tell us what you think about new possibilities about boards like this stream. It's amazing. We already have so many ideas. I mean, I can't wait until the stream is over to talk with Nodo about like stuff. So definitely approach us. We are on Discord and anywhere you can find it. Add me, whatever.
Yeah, and
I
I also
is not just bringing in big brands and show us how to come in, but by showing big brands.
Just cut out there, but yeah, showing big brands how to do it properly and do it the right way. Like that's the thing is, Lastrom, he is a member of Last Slice Collective, and he often talks about being the guardians of this galaxy and making sure we're ushering in people the proper way. because we do have a right to do that, and we do have a responsibility to do that. Very similar to like you're saying, Daddy Phil, is like you don't want someone coming in and just, hey, we're gonna keep on, raising rates because more people are paying for the services. Very similar to Web 2.0 stature.
But why not? If we're rewarding our community, that makes the space more valuable. Like I totally think that. Like my goal is to make the community be able to earn the same space that sponsors are buying, because if they're the reason sponsors want to come in the first place is because the people are here, and our people are our family, and we're bringing them here to entertain. If we're going to let brands in, then that we have to take care of our community, and that make the brand also well aware of that. And so I think as rates go up or the sub too, because there's more traffic, and if there's traffic, that's great. And if we allow our people to also redeem these through positions, essentially when there's a big event and there's limited demand, there's high demand and limited space, we can shut off the valve and allow for a black market of our people being vendors, making them money. And that's the true nature of decentralized, metaverses and land, and the way that we should be bringing brands in, because, it's a time in which creators can have and make a living inside of a creative space. If corporate brands run this versus communities, then we'll have creators in the same position again. And I think that, that we definitely move forward in a really interesting way that's good for everybody. And it's not ripping brands off or anything like that. It's more so, it's purely get involved with the community. If you see a brand with a representative that comes in and is like, what up? And you know that guy, and he's like the sales guy for this brand, and like, they're going to be heavily involved, and they should want to know the community. Now we're like bridges. They're like, people don't know how to get in. And now that a lot of big brands have prostituted their brands, and by doing things half-assed, now they are afraid of jumping and making silly moves. It's really interesting, but I think it's a great second chance to ride a wave with everyone, and think about this diligently, where we actually have cool packages, And so I like what you're saying over, what you're doing. I'm not sure who exactly is talking on that end.
I don't think I'm streaming in on you. We do have POAPs. Feel free to DM me at any time. I'll send you a POAP. Thank you. Maskey is listening now. I know he's driving home from work. Created the POAPs. I'll send them out to you for this event. We have the real Crypto Bella. Right hand raised. Feel free to ask a question, Crypto Bella. What's up, my friend?
We are now.
You're tuning in. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, or ideas for what we have going on?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've seen so many fucking shill spaces that right now what I see going on is a total shill for a co-op that may or may not get you it, and everybody's never mind. Whatever. If you're on my yeah.
Sips wine and us. Let's go. How's that? Let's go. All right. Guys, I thank you so much, everyone, for the amazing time. This was a total accident hopping in here, but fun talk, and looking forward to talking to all you guys just ongoing. This is so cool to have looking to do the same thing and thinking about it wisely with a good project. So huzzah, and I love you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Rack at you. I appreciate it. And this is my.
Let's go. All right, yo. I'll hit you down. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
Love it. I appreciate the support and love. Back to the ownership of what you can do with this. Digital asset. You did rep off the million things that you can do with your voids, but the cool thing is people are doing it. That's the whole thing, is they're participating, and you got to participate in this. You can't sit on the sidelines. You can't sit on the sidelines if you want to be, just hoping for the moon, but the participation creates that community and creates the knowledge base where you can see what else is out there. I'd be totally pissed, reach out and go out to the voids and see what they're going on. People are why don't you mint Bored Apes? Well, I wanted the technology behind my NFT, not just something that didn't have a tail. So I went about it from a technology standpoint. What can I do with this? All right, cool. Well, I can advertise my Bored Ape, or I can advertise my degen, and it comes already fully rigged, and now people are doing it and using it. It actually kind of evolved to the different air filters that we're using today with that. So, you get people out there that are just community members in the Discord. Like we always see Meow Meow Georgie. We always see DrDoge in there. It's Gary is in there. Happy to be here 34. Those guys are always in there. So it's about that participation, and you're an active participant in it as well.
Yeah,
and
but I also,
you've been able to pull the alpha from that participation. So why don't you talk a little bit about whatever you want to talk about? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go. Well, go ahead. I think Daddy Phil was going to say something, but I'm definitely want to cover that once you.
On the issue that you mentioned, it's totally UGC. I mean, it's user generated content.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Novo is doing, right? I mean, it's just a CryptoPunk, but now it's Novo's CryptoPunk, right? I mean, it's not only just a CryptoPunk because there's 10,000 of them. It's Novo's. So he branded it on himself. He kind of made it alive. So that's what I love about Web3. Like, and it's his own. He owns it, and yeah. So you can do multiple things. It's what he said.
Yeah, so I mean, like for Crypto Novo, he's built a plot that is, his giant CryptoPunk, and you go inside of it, right? And so, and then Doge does his live streaming every day from his gas mask. And so, what's interesting is that we kind of have, as the UGC or content's being created around the identity, of course, the brand has the network effects, but the specific token actually gains in value, because how much would we have to pay to get the Crypto Novo CryptoPunk from him? Probably, I don't know, like way higher than the floor price, my point.
Yep.
And so,
it's like Richard with an E. It's like diamond hands all the way. Like people offer him
exactly
stuff, he replies with blue square, red square, keep moving. Like he's not
right.
selling.
Or the other punk 6'5", I'm gonna botch it, 6'5", 7'4". In any case, right? It's like it's their content that really makes them particularly a celebrity around it, and so that raises the value. And then if ever they want to sell that token, like we've seen with the Voids, there's a classic scene called the poker scene, and it's a bunch of Voids that were community members all rendered in one scene. And that piece of art, which is a derivative, now people want the Voids that are specifically in that scene and paying over ETH even when the floor is lower, because they want the ones in that historical image that was created around the UGC. So it's really interesting how you have this like sort of back and forth network effects. And so, I think with my Avatar Xers filter, I'm doing some pretty nice branding for the blue lasers trait and the beanie. And so perhaps raising the value of those traits. And so what's interesting is, we're doing a lot of metaverse integrations with platforms. There it is. There's the famous poker scene. So actually, Mayor of Matic has acquired 4 out of the 7 or 8 in that scene from OG members, and people are diamond handing them, not because it's rare traits, not because of whatever, it's because they're in that piece of content. So that's a really interesting perspective of how by building a brand around your identity, perhaps they bought the ENS to match it. Maybe they include an Avatar Xers filter. Maybe they, so you can kind of package deal it along with this, identity. So, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of metaverse meetings, as a couple today, in terms of like meeting with platforms to integrate our avatars. And when I join the business meeting like this, it's the first
5, 6.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
The first 5 minutes of the meeting is pretty much getting a smile and a laugh out of the person because they're realizing that they're talking to an alien, and then it kind of cools off a little bit. But then after I receive messages or seen tweets from people who work at gaming studios who say this is the coolest meeting that I have ever been in, and so not only did I like brand my specific celebrity token, but also as an effect, I left a lasting impression for the ImmaDegen brand, right? And then closing the deal in some ways to say, wow, this was like a really cool, innovative meeting. I'm not going to forget this. And so it's interesting to use the Avatar Xers as a tool to create unique content or have unique interactions with business people. And so that kind of creates a new interest. So like, if we were to, meet with an advertiser to discuss digital influencer branding, and I showed up to the meeting like this, and you showed up to the meeting like that, and Crypto Nova showed up to the meeting like that, I can promise you that they don't have any other meetings like that in their day. And then, Doge joining in from VR and all that kind of stuff. So it's not to be dismissed. So my quick pitch or elevator pitch to what we're doing is we were the first generative PFP project to deliver 10,000 fully rigged avatars to the holders July 2021. So this is around the Bored Ape time. Before anyone was talking about metaverse, they come with full commercial rights to the token. They're being used by many different verticals, from YouTube streamers, podcasters, esports players, digital artists who are doing renders, just regular metaverse explorers and those kinds of things. You can check us out on OpenSea. You can search Void or IMMA, IMMADEGEN. It's on the screen. And so, if you think about it, CryptoPunks were like a free mint or something. They sat on the market for years, and then people said, well, who was the first to do a generative PFP project? And that's when the value spiked years later. So I tend to believe that as we expand across platforms and people care more and more about metaverse, because metaverse is now a multi-billion-dollar industry, you can't have empty land without identities. And so I think that the aliens have landed first. We're leaving behind our ancient technology and taking the first steps in certain worlds and metaverses. And we're leaving a lasting impression through innovating and building through the bear. So that's my pitch. ImmaDegen.com. Scoop one up because there's only 10,000 and we're splitting across different verticals. And those people who integrated into, for example, Jadu, they've acquired one for their guest mode. That means that is never leaving that platform. They don't care about the floor price. It's their guest mode token for using their AR. And a little thing about Jadu, they just raised 45 million. They're working with Michael Bay. No big deal. Their mint drops this month, and our avatars are compatible with their NFT hoverboards and their jetpacks and their augmented reality app. We're in Webiverse. We're in every single platform. And so as we integrate more, that means that the longer you hold the token, the more useful it is. We have a one-click webcam mode that you can sign in, and you can be on webcam without having any technical knowledge, and it's specific to the token ID. Plus, we have a concierge service built into our Discord that if you want a fully customized AR filter by Crypto Novo himself and the Avatar Xers, you can just basically submit a ticket, and then that connects with them, and you can ask for whatever you can dream up. So I said I wanted, triggered lasers on command. Boom, there they are. I wanted sparkly white teeth and constantly spinning spiral eyes. So I don't know what you'll dream up, but make sure to hit them up because they're doing the best filters on the market.
With the beanie.
with the beanie, that's right. It's all about hat season. Look, Crypto Nova has a hat. You've got a hat. I've got a hat, right? I think there's something going on here, right? Something in the water.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got glasses. He doesn't have to do the hair in the morning because it's bright and early. He doesn't have to do his makeup, puts his glass. He doesn't have to put his contacts in. He's good to go.
And look at Spotty Wi-Fi actually in the back, right? He used his CryptoPunk to do the branding. Good luck trying to buy that from him. Probably not for sale, but that's a vinyl record, right? Yeah. And so, funny enough, last week's stream there was a our stream was out. I was firing the laser eyes, and he retweeted it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting that he retweeted it. Then I noticed, oh, his product placement's in the background.
Yeah.
So, hey, you can definitely build a celebrity around a specific set of traits.
Spotty
Sure.
Wi-Fi, good friend of mine, helped me along the way. I helped him along the way, but it is making that name for himself. And the first only CryptoPunk rapper to do that, very
And he's a
similar
void
to-
holder. He
and
holds
he's a
void.
holder. You got
Hey.
very similar to getting the digital boards out there. It's about making a name and a face for yourself. I mean, I'm the biggest shiller out there. We heard one of our listeners chime in, saying that this is we're out, Crypto Nova's out here shilling it. Yeah, because we are, and we're participants in it, and we're having fun, and we're pulling people along, and we're onboarding new people who are seeing these cool things. Because yeah, it is. Every time I go into a lot of meetings, this is one of the cooler things that they see is the filter, and I just try to learn information. And by the end of the meeting, sometimes it's the coolest things I've heard that are coming out of their mouths. And then how could we cross that? We're going to cross it up on Monday, and we're going to go to Decentraland, where we're going to be running around on Monster Monday to do different Decentraland locations and builds, hopefully landing at the Novoverse, that is 2369 in Decentraland, where we just had the MetaView billboard go up with January Walker, the Utah potential candidates to try to get on the into the voting and get into the debates, because you need a certain percentage to pull at to get into those debates. So we're helping her get a fair platform and a fair voice as she uses blockchain technology to support her and fundraise, because we don't know where other funds come from, but we know where the money from the blockchain goes because it's all tracked. Back to tracking, we will track with the Voids. I want to get some of that Maury Povich stuff going and see what Meow Meow George is doing as far as stealing these humans from Earth. And I don't know if she's procreating with them, putting them in vending machines to sell them later, doing tests on them, experiments on them, or just letting them hang out in the intergalactic world of wherever we're going to be in the metaverse. I don't want to have that content out there, so I'm going to open the stream up to that content. Let the digital asset drive, see whether alpha you can pull to us, because you give me the alpha, but I want to have this like alpha central. So when you have something cool to break to a community, they know who to tune into, especially from that strong Void community. This is Crypto Novo. I'm going to pinch it today on this welcoming Wednesday where we had tons of people, tons of cool things out there. And it's kind of cool, like tracking what's going on in the space, because hold on, DJs, close out the Discord here. I'm sorry, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm just going to close out the Discord here, and just to get in the space where you can make a name for yourself, and that's what I've been trying to do in the space. And I've been trying to have others do that. In my bio right here, you can get to Avatar Xers, XYZ for if you need to get an AR filter, you can hop into Decentraland. And then underneath is just all the stuff that I like content on it. With Meow Meow George's stuff with the Mary Povich, DNS testing live from Paris Hilton streaming to our spaces. I want to thank my friends for coming on. Digital Asset, like always. Thank you. I appreciate it. MetaView, one, congratulations on product launch, successful, getting into metaverses. You're doing it. Everything you said you've been doing, and you've been spot on. And, Daddy Phil for holding down the fort, taking care of your friend when he's out there, taking care of the family, because it's family first. And even if it's branching in the new family, I love the filters. Thank you for the support. If you need anything, even those PO-apps, just DM me. I appreciate it. K-Swag, peace, love you, man. Masky, love you. Get those peace signs ready, because I always end the show the same with a peace, positive, and love life. Peace.